Liberty will sweep the weekend series against Syracuse and improve to 12-8-1 on the season.
Yeah, and you're right. That's 9 wins in a row. So the streak continues here for the Flames. You didn't falter, you didn't lose one. And you're going to be looking to add to it and to hopefully add another 2 wins when you go up to Stony Brook and play them. But very impressive. 9 wins in a row is not easy to do, no matter what teams you're playing, ranked or not. So impressive stat line there from the LU Flames.
Again, Liberty on the road next weekend as they head to Long Island to take on the Stony Brook Seawolves. Then they will return home first weekend of February to take on, as currently ranked #2 in the nation, in the Adrian Bulldogs.
Team that they've already played this year and split with.
Well, it's been great calling this weekend's action for you tonight. We'll be back with you again early February. Until then, we're going to send it over now to Pat and Connor.
The streak lives on here in Lynchburg. Liberty able to hold on by a final of 7-4, and we're still here on the desk, Pat. Wait, late into the early morning now, I guess. Liberty able to hold on, but you saw some things you like if you're Syracuse. I mean, they wouldn't go away.
No, really, obviously, as Rhett and Brandon talked about it, not only were your stars able to make consistent plays with Hutchinson making great passes, Alberts putting pucks in the back of the net, but then some of the young guns really started contributing in the scoring. And then, like they said, you were swept by Rhode Island, a conference foe, and then even in game 2, you were shut out. You scored 7 goals versus the top 10 team. You got to be really happy about that.
Yeah, and that shutout loss, I believe Syracuse actually outshot their opponent as well. Just
right.
Needed to work on the finishing. They come into Lynchburg and they check that box off. Signs of life for this Syracuse program, and I think if you're a Syracuse fan, you got to be happy about the growth and development of this team. Pat, a lot of Liberty Flames out in contention for player of the game today. Who do you got for us?
Well, I think for player of the game, at least for me, has got to be Pomerleau. Obviously, he had a fantastic weekend, and you're starting to see the D2 call-up doing an excellent job. Really just, it's been great to see him, I guess, like almost a feel-good story. Had 2 assists last night, as you see right there, and then tonight, got the scoring started for Liberty and then was also able to contribute to another apple. So just doing a lot of very different things and also becoming a really good offensive defenseman on the back end for the Flames.
Yeah, 2-way defenseman for LU. And we heard from Andy Corey early on in this broadcast about Pomerleau that everything needs to be earned type mindset he has, and he certainly earned this player of the game nomination today. I mean, he's really emerged into quite the player for Liberty.
Yeah, he really is, obviously. And I think you're getting, like, keep touching on it and kind of hitting it on the head, but that depth of scoring, right? Like, I mean, I think normally when you think of the back end, you think of guys like Kevin Byte and Last Cable that are going to contribute and putting pucks back there for you. But if you get another guy that's in like kind of your second tier when you're a defenseman, that can also contribute. It just adds to not only Liberty having a more potent offense, but just adding more guys that could hopefully get it done when we get to this playoff push.
Yeah, you talked about Laz Cable. Good to have him back as Liberty. They've got quite the schedule heading up in this spring semester. I mean, a lot of top 10 teams littered throughout that upcoming schedule for LU.
Yeah, I mean, first off, they're going to Stony Brook, where it's never an easy place to play at Stony Brook versus a rival. And then, like you just said, a lot of top 10 teams in Adrian, Niagara, and Ohio coming here to the LIC later this season.
We're going to throw it down to Andy Corey, who's standing by ringside.
Yeah, thanks, Connor. Joe, you scored your first goal of the season tonight, but things didn't come easy for you guys in this game. I mean, they had you bottled up in the first period. How did you guys adjust offensively in the final 40?
Yeah, I think after the first period, we kind of regrouped. We just talked about, getting in deep, going hard, getting pucks on net, and it just kind of worked out for us in the third period.
Yeah, and of your team's 13 goals this weekend, 10 of them came from different goal scorers. How helpful is it to have that depth of goal scoring right off the bat this semester?
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's how you're going to win a national championship, is just depth in your lineup. Getting guys scoring goals that aren't usually offensive. That's how you win big games at the end of the year.
Thanks, Joe. Congrats.
Thank you.
Connor.
Thanks, Annie. Joe Clark, his first goal of the season, starting off the new year right. Good to hear from him as we wrap things up here in Lynchburg. So for Rhett McGibbon, Brandon Coburn, Pat Strawn, Annie Corey, and our entire crew, I'm Connor Young saying so long from Lynchburg, Virginia, where the final score is 7-4 Liberty Flames. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Thank you for joining us this evening.